Afternoon, everyone. How we doing? Oh, I think we're live. Oh, I've got that on. I think we're live. I think we are live. So, yeah, bit lastminute.com getting on today, but I'm here. I am here. What is going on, eh? Aaron's in. It's wet and slightly windy Penzance. No rain here, actually, Aaron, but certainly windy. I've been out this morning trying to clear some space because we've got a load of logs being delivered in a minute. So that's what I've been doing most of the morning. Ricardo's in. Well, he's going to be in. UFO Aftermath. What's that? Is that some game, Aaron? Afternoon, Bob. How are you, mate? Tim's in. Hi, Tim. Ricardo's back in. Ben's in. A quarter after storm. Yeah, apparently it came through quite bad up there, Ben, didn't it? Electro Sound. Afternoon. Ballarat. Nick's in. Hi, Nick. Dids. I got some finger, mate. I have it, I think. Where was it? I'm sure I did have it. How about that? Whoa, I'm going to have the finger today. I'm going to slip him in. I'm going to slip the old finger in today. No problem. Joe's in. Hi, Joe. Mr. Matambly. Sandra's in. Hi, Sandra. Benji. Never miss Benji. David Tipton. Hi, David. How are you, mate? How are you? God, my elbows hurting. Too much chopping trees back. Tell I'm not used to doing that. So we've got this radio on the bench again. Afternoon, Jess. Ex-rental electric bike. No, I don't have one, mate, actually. There was someone that come through a long time ago asking if I'd like one and to feature it on the channel. I said, well, yes, please. But that was the last I ever heard of it, mate. You had a bit of finger tonight, did you, Dave? You can't beat it. I mean, you got to have it. If it's there, you got to have it. It's good stuff. Windy but no damage. Yeah, it's been really windy here all day. Well, it's been windy here for about 3 days, actually. I think it came across from the US of A, didn't it? You got your coal in, Benji, have you? Yeah, we don't tend to get coal. I mean, we don't need the log burner really, but it is nice to just light that of an evening rather than have to put all the central heating on. It's cozy, isn't it? An open fire. But yeah, if we have problems with the heating, then it's a godsend, and that's when we go out and get some coal, because coal does last longer than the logs, and it burns a bit hotter as well. Derek, how you doing, mate? I can only have one finger at a time, Dids. If I had 5, I would be slurring and falling all over the place, probably. Anyway, those of you that are Patreons or channel members will have already seen this radio in action. Stephen, how you doing, mate? Windy in the southeast. Yeah, so Patreons and channel members would have seen this radio actually working. And did I do anything to it? Well, not really. Not really. Not really. So we'll get to that shortly. It probably won't work again now. Now that I've said that, it's not going to work, is it? Oh dear. So let's pop it on. Let's pop it on the screen. There you are. Stick me up in the corner out of the way. So nothing's changed, does it really? The only thing that has changed is just in here. There's a little resistor that I changed. Now I changed that resistor and it was exactly the same. No working at all. Let me just zoom you right in on that, so you can see it was I think it was a 2.2 meg resistor. This is obviously the oscillator valve, oscillator section in here. So really my first port of call was to check all the resistors in that area, because I'd done the caps. I double checked that they were the right size with the old waxies. Slightly different to what it says in the circuit info, in the schematic. It's they're down as a 0.1 ohm, but I've gone with what was fitted, which was a 0.05, so I put 0.047s in there. And this was the cap that was in there before, which was brown, black and yellow, I believe. I think it's 2.2 megs. Let's get the multimeter out. Let's just show you. Zoom out a bit. Let's just turn that on to ohms. Let's null the leads out. These leads are much better. Now if I measure across this resistor, 144k. Now obviously I've got the size wrong there, am I? 144k. Now I'm wondering if that is the resistor I took out. Let me just measure this one. 100k. Okay. Yeah, so it should have been 100k and it was 144. That's, yeah, ignore that then. Yes, it should have been 100k, it's 144. So it's gone a bit high, which you'd expect. That one I put in is like a 1% resistor. It's like mega accurate. It's because it's the only one I had that had a long enough lead. That's why. That's why it's got one of those in it. So as I say, I did that and it didn't work. So let me just fire it on a minute. Let's just disconnect it while the voltage settles down. Okay. Nothing. No, I know why that is. Because I've got to put a jumper wire in for the filament. Do this every time. Let's try that again. So you can hear a bit of crackling. But nothing, it's still dead. What I had forgotten was some in front of my very eyes in the service manual. So we go to the service manual. Let's go to my service manual. And we'll go to this first part here. It talks about the RF trimming. So it says it's advisable to carry out the RF trimming with the receiver completely assembled. Firstly, because it's more convenient to have the batteries in aerial than all the positions, and secondly, because the aerial should be correctly positioned in the lid of the cabinet and in the same position relative to the chassis as it would occupy while in use. So it talks about the IF alignment, doing it as we've got it now, with the chassis in the lid basically. And I have actually done the alignment and it was pretty much bang on. While I was in there I did adjust it. So it says the cabinet should rest in a horizontal position on the bench with the lid standing upright and the panel resting in the normal position. Now the reason for that is it seems like the antenna interferes with the oscillator and kills the oscillator dead. Now, so it was literally just a case of lifting the lid up on this thing and all of a sudden it sprang into life. So yeah, it says absolutely necessary, kept well away from the aerial in the lid. So the aerial in the lid is what is the issue here. So it seems like the aerial in flat against the actual chassis absolutely kills it dead. How strange is that? So yeah, Martin, how are you? We got some more in. Who else have we got in here? Anthony's in. How you doing, Anthony? Who else have we got in? Did I see? Well, Mr. Stream Elements is in. Sandra who said hello. David Tag. Hi, David. Tom and Susie are in. Martin's in. How you doing, Martin? So anyway, let's just lift the lid then, shall we? I don't know if you can hear that. But let's get that up a bit. So as soon as you get anywhere near the lid, so if I put the lid down, it totally kills the oscillator dead. How about that? Who would have known? I was, you know, scratching my head for ages trying to work out what the hell was going on with that, and that was what the problem was. Now we should be able to prove that with Derek's little transmitter. Incidentally, Derek's very kindly sending me one of these to send on to the owner of this so as he'll be able to use it. What have we got here? We got, is that medium wave or long wave? That's long wave. Let's get the medium wave transmitter out. Very strange. Yeah, it was, it sort of dawned on me. Just as I was messing with that, I thought, what is going on with this thing? So yeah, as you lift it up, so the RF section comes back alive. I mean, it could have been that resistor could have been playing a part in it. You know, you never know. That's certainly having more effect than it did last time. Let's plug it back into the computer a minute. It could still have been that resistor, but certainly it does kill it dead, doesn't it? By shutting by putting it flat down on the aerial. You know, now you can. Madness. Right, let's see if we can find a video again. What did we do last week? We found some. Didn't we find? Hello, it's doing that. Echo, echo. Whoa, whoa. Hello, hello, hello. What's it picking me up from? Picking up this microphone, I think. I need to get away from the radio, don't I? Right, so I think we typed in royalty free. Rock music, wasn't it? I think there's some quite good stuff on there, wasn't there? It's actually playing it now, so it may have been. Yeah, it's picking up my mic. Apologies to the racket. But as you can see, it is working. Yeah. So she works. Works fine in Australia. Are you cleaning the workroom? Good morning. Steve, how you doing, mate? Yeah, all I did, Steve, was I changed a resistor in the oscillator. This one had gone high. It was reading 144. It should have been 100k. It was 144k. I changed that, but it still wasn't working. The only and by sort of chance, I lifted the lid up, and now the leads come off of that again. Lifted the lid up and I mean, the aerial's not in the right orientation. It should be like that. We'll do it without it chopping the wires off. So everything in here is interfering with this. That. So you can hear it's working. Cool.
And it's still pretty big if given the number of deals, proposals and false storms. But if peace comes, whoever runs Gaza will face a devastated landscape. 2 years of war have left, UN says, almost 80% of buildings damaged or destroyed, almost all croplands damaged or
So it works.
The majority of schools destroyed or severely damaged. Even before the war, the strip was a difficult place for many to live. It is now in large part uninhabited.
So yeah, it's a bit graunched there, so I don't want to leave it like that for long, otherwise it's going to cut through those wires. Right, should be back on now. Looks like my power supply's in need of charging. Let's just charge that up. Yep, died. I got me liquid lunch today as well. This is ideal for live streaming. Jeff, how are you, mate? It's good to see all these people coming back. Where have you all been? Right, let's get this taken back off again. Because the plan for today is to get this radio working on the mains. On the mains, and that's not with this thing. This is for my I've got a Volve AM transmitter, which that was bought for. It was a kit, actually. I built that. That was quite an interesting little kit. I don't think they do them anymore. Anyway, Derek is sending me one of those, which I've purchased from him. I don't know if you're still selling these. If anybody wants them, Derek, are you? But Derek's popped one of them in the post to me. So the chap that owns this wants one of those so we can play music through it. Which, well, you don't want it as just an ornament, do you? It's not particularly pretty looking. Now, those of you that might be a bit keener-eyed may have noticed something happening down in this corner of the radio, just down in here. Yeah, someone may have noticed something, and Mr. Laser Sound as well. Next Friday, David. Nice. We're looking forward to that one. You got a little ultra transistor set, Jeff. Nice. Yes, there is. There is a finger lurking in the background, look. Ready to be installed in the radio. The local bottle shop has Bishop's Finger for a member price of 3 for $18. Your wife will like it as well. Cheers, David. Thanks for dropping in again, mate. Always good to see you. And really look forward to the radio that I sent out today, well, down to David. It's very kindly given to me by Jeff, and then sent down to David. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Did I do a little video on that? I think I did, didn't I? Didn't I do that on the Christmas streams? Memory's not as good as it used to be. Finger looking good. A bottle valve, yeah. I wonder if I could install that. I mean, I don't think I'm going to get much glow out of it, but it is quite a large valve, isn't it? Let's drink the rest of this. Let's drink my lunch. So yes, bit of wood. And I've been at that this morning. I didn't really want to drill it, so I stuck it in with this. Look, sticks like shutter. Sticks like shutter. Turbo. This is good stuff, I'll tell you. This saves you using any screws. Superior bond strength and sets in 15 minutes. So I was just going to use some Gorilla Glue, but I thought, well, actually that would work better. The owner wants it converted to mains. So I've got these. Now this is a battery. Now this, I haven't seen these. I don't even know if he still does these. But if I zoom in on the back, I must look it up, because I looked for these on eBay and he doesn't sell them anymore. I bought 2 of these a while back. So it's myschematic.co.uk or thecodemachine.co.uk. Evolve Radio Battery Eliminator version 1.11. Now, basically in this we've got a nice linear transformer. And no doubt he's doing some weird stuff somewhere to step the voltages. I don't know, that might be, what is that transformer? Or is it just literally that is the correct one? Primary, 230 volts. Secondary, 12 volts. So it's got 2 12 volt secondaries on it by the looks of it. Which would be these 2 here, wouldn't it? So that's one, that's the other one. So one of these is our 1.5 volts, so he's got to step that down somehow. Has he done that with diodes, or was that what this little voltage regulator is? LM317T, is that? Let me see if I can prop that up and get you in on that. Where is it? Just there. I don't know if you can see that or not. I can't see it, so I doubt whether you can. Let me get my eyes on. Yeah, LM317T. So that's definitely in the LT path, and we've got a selection of diodes in there as well. So he's using the diodes maybe to drop the voltage down. Yeah, you can see in the back there, there's diodes in there as well. I've got another one of these boards with the VR, the variable resistor in it, which I think you can just tweak the LT if you need to. This is brand new, it's never been used. This is I've got one more of these going spare, which I bought them for my radios really, but there's some sort of suspect solder in there. I might need to redo that solder there. I might need to redo a few of those first before I'm happy with that. Fussy git though, aren't I? So yeah, that gives us our HT up the top, 90 volts, and I think it comes at 1.4 something out of this one. Should be enough to run it. So yeah, we'll have to look him up to see if he's still doing them. So you've used the 317T. Now, is that the one that you can set the voltage using a resistor? I know there's one that you set your output voltage by using a resistor, isn't there? And there is an LED on it as well. I don't know how that features. Bit of a dust off. It's been on my shelf. So yeah, I must look up the code machine to see if he still does these. Just going to touch up some of this solder a minute. Yeah, he was on eBay. I actually contacted him direct and asked him if he did one with a variable. I can't remember what radio it was for now. I'm going to redo some of these more blobby looking connections. And this would have been all hand soldered, so probably got the wrong soldering iron tip for this, but you know. Better. Better. Yeah, you can see what I'm up to, sort of. Cool, proper blobby bit of solder there. That was me. Does that look a bit right? Let's do that one. One there. Right, better. Let's give that a quick clean up. This chap does sell a lot of service manuals. It might have been how I found him originally. Yeah, that's a bit better. I'm just fussy, ain't I? I'm not sure on the current. I did say, didn't I? I think it's in the manual. Specification. Yeah, just in here it is. There you go, Anthony. HT consumption is 12.5 milliamps and LT is 250 milliamps. Look. Right, okay. That's that touched up anyway. So the idea is to mount this over here like that. So I've checked the clearance, it clears okay. In fact, it clears fine. I mean, these batteries were quite lumpy anyway, but that sits in there just nice. Mains is here, so I need to drill a hole through the back for the mains, and the HT and LT are up on the top, so these don't reach, so I'm going to have to make up some sort of extension for that. I don't particularly like this sort of exposed with mains wiring going in it. Obviously you can't, once I've screwed that in, you're not going to be able to get in behind to touch anything really. But it would be nice to just have a little clip over cover to go over that really. Just so as no one can touch the HT on it, or the mains. I don't think anyone's going to be too bad with 90 volts. It's not a big transformer, was it? 2.5 volt amps, whatever that means in amps. I always confuses the hell out of me. So primary send it's 200 milliamps and 200 milliamps. So LT is 250 milliamps. Yeah, I don't know what weird stuff's gone on to pull that up, but these do work. These do work because there's one and the other set working fine. So yeah, I need to screw this in, and then we need to get some cables joined up to it. So let's get some drill bits out. Let me see. James Farley, good afternoon to you, James. Had a fuse as well. If you take the mains lead out the back, can you still stand it up? Good point. Good point, Anthony. So it might be then best to take it out the side. Good call. I was only going to take it out the back because it was out of sight. But yeah, I didn't think of it. I didn't think that you could stand it up. Of course you can. It would be a suitcase house, wouldn't it? Right. So yeah, that's where I'm looking to put it. Let's get my drill out and let's get drilling. Make sure it's got some power in it. Yeah, just about. So I'm just going to drill some pilot holes for these screws. I don't want to split this timber. Now the timber I got from work. So I work in a builder's merchant, so always plenty of timber going about, but I did have to buy that. I just want a little pilot hole, that's all, just to stop the timber splitting out if my drill fit in there. Ha, it's not long enough, is it? Just long enough to make a little tiny starter hole. give it a little going over with a little screwdriver. You'd normally use a bradawl for this, but we woodworking geniuses, turn your eyes away. So that'll sit in there like that. So let me have a think. How am I going to take the... How am I going to take the wire out of this then? I could go along here and put some P-clips in here, clip it in to give it a bit more stability. I have got some P-clips somewhere, but I don't know where. Because I bought some for another power supply project that I was doing. Yeah, I don't know what I've done with those. So I could take it along here and then pop it out this corner. It's a little bit busy in there because we've got the thingamajiggery. The other thing is, if I did it over this side, it would keep the mains lead away from this section. I don't know whether it would radiate any RF. So maybe it's best to just take it out through here. It needs coming out through that piece, really. Yeah, it wants to come out through here. Through this sort of like off-white colour, maybe somewhere about there. The other thing I'm sort of thinking about is strain relief for it. There isn't a strain relief for something that thick. I've got a couple types, but they just won't fit in. So it's going to have to be the old knotted cable job, which again ain't ideal, but so yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to drill it through here somewhere. It would have been nicer to get it through there really, but it's going to bring it underneath this. Volt amps is the same as watts in DC, but in AC it includes reactive power. Oh. Nice if you had one of those retro bulging 3-pin sockets. I have. Whereabouts though? I have got them because I was playing about with a project a while back. I was 3D printing a piece for those. No. One bulging socket. quite enough meat on it, I don't think, to get that in there. No, I don't think that would do up, unfortunately. It's just that little bit too short. It could go on the back still. Yeah, it's a little bit too short. Bet he's got one. So that's the plug, but you've got to obviously have the other bit that goes in the other side of it now. I might have that somewhere. Well, I have got them somewhere, but I don't know where. Probably in amongst all my stuff. I'm pretty sure they're in this box here with all my 3D printing projects. Might be worth a look a minute. Bond it in. I could do the old sticks like on it, couldn't I? Yeah, good shout, Anthony. That would probably look better in the red piece here, I think. No. This is why I got you guys on board, see? Because you sort out everything for me. many minds and all the rest of it, isn't it? Bulging plugs. Where's my bulgins gone? You know, the other type I've got is shirter, for a shirter lead. That doesn't sound good, does it? But, you know, that's what it's called. A stash of 3D printing projects, ideas, which I don't have time for these days. Bulging plugs. Okay, this could be a goer. This could be a goer. Let's just put that down there for now. They are actual Bulgin as well, it's written on the bottom. Hang on. That's the wrong one, isn't it? That's... That's the wrong way. They're not hollow pins. No, that's a different one. Oh dear. That's a different socket. Yeah, it's a long time since I've had any doings with those. So that's a bulging plug and that's a bulging socket, but that is a different type. That's got shrouded pins in that. Yeah, maybe that's something I'll have to look into. That is something I'm going to have to probably look into, that. I need a different socket to fit these plugs. And if you can see that, that's the best way to get you in on that. Let's get you down on the bench a minute. Let's get you in a bit closer. Of course, I can't have a finger today because I've got doctors in a minute. I can't go down there stinking of beer. So if you see that, they are sort of hollow, but they're designed to have something go over the top of them. And this has just got shrouded pins. That's blowing it out, that thing there, isn't it? So that's the plug, but it doesn't fit this socket. So I need, it's a different type, isn't there? Yeah, there's a different type of plug. The other one has a flat top. Shorter. Yeah, not shorter, shorter plug, which is one of those like cloverleaf ones, one of those. It's got an IEC something or other type something, but shorter is what I know those as, not shorter. No, I've been down this road before with these plugs. I did manage to do it. It was on an old record player, but I can't remember what I done. It's too long ago, too many years ago. Rob. All right, okay. Well, you didn't seem very sad earlier, Rob. I don't know what's happened now. Thank you. It's the older style. Thanks for the super chat, Rob. It's the older style, Anthony. Which is the older style? Is this the older style? And this is the newer style? Or is this, you mean this is the older style? I'm confused now. That's easy to do, confuse me. Talking about older style, what do you reckon of that as a 3-pin plug then, lad? Oh dear, proper old Bakelite one, that. Someone's obviously had the screwdriver in there thinking they can open it up. Nice. Hang on, we've got another plug here. That's exactly the same one. Exactly the same. What else we got down here? We've got something else down here. What are these? That's the shorter other part. So we've got that. So I mean, we could put that in the side of it, couldn't we? It's a bit overkill, isn't it? And not very modern looking. Yeah, they did. We had 3-pin, I can remember 3-pin plugs. I definitely must have the plugs for that somewhere, you know, because I've made up a 3D printed piece to put on the back of the Selena Vega radios. Look, I made that piece up, 3D printed it as a solution to the mains power problems, and I was going to put mains power in it that way. So I must have got the other half somewhere. But yeah, you know what it's like. No, unless I've got a stash of them somewhere. It doesn't appear. That's the only ones I've got. Computer power bricks, that's right, Anthony, yeah. So somewhere I must have those plugs. But where? That is the question. Yes, there's no finger for me today. I forgot. I've got to go down the. Got to go down to the doctor's. I can't go down there stinking of booze, can I? Yeah, so for the time being, it's going to be a hole through the side there, I believe. Let me just check my bits and pieces. I can't run it through a grommet because the case is too thick. If you look at the thickness of the case, oh, that's my phone. Yeah, this here is just too thick to put a grommet in. You know, I've got those grommets, I've got one on the bench here, but it just will not go in it. What I don't want to do is drill 2 holes, because if I fit that in there, it's too big really to go in that section, so I'd need to fit it in there. So I don't want to drill a hole through there and then not use it and end up fitting this. I do like the idea of that better though, to have a pull-out plug. I do like that idea a lot. But I'd need to find the plug for it first. Can't find nothing. I know, sign up. I had to do that to get the fibre in. I still haven't put everything back in yet. It's all over the place. Okay, let's get busy, because we're not going to get nothing done else. I really, as I say, my appointment is at 4:30 today, so I need to get myself sorted and out the door. Fresh berry. Y food's fallen over my bottle of finger. I'm gonna have to have that tonight now. A little treat for being a brave boy in the doctors. For me jabs. So there's supposed to be a chap coming to deliver a load of logs today, so I shouldn't need to shoot off to see him. He knows where to put them. Solid as a rock. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, the computer's I've actually ordered a power supply now. I managed to get a cheap sort of open box one off of eBay and spread the payments in 3 using Klarna, which is really useful. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Yeah, it's my surgery's doing them today, Anthony. What's electric? Light connector, yeah. I just have whatever they're giving out. I'll have it all. So I think it'll probably look better coming out of the red bit here, wouldn't it, than here. And then if I can get a socket at a later date, I can convert it maybe. It would look nicer down here, really out the way, but I have a job to route it through there because the transformer's in the way. I'll go underneath the transformer. Let's just do a quick sense check that the case was shut with this thing in it. So, we don't want to do all of this and then it not shut, do we? Yeah, loads of room. You know, I'm looking at this, you don't want it coming out here somewhere. It's got to come out down the bottom corner here, I think. I think that's probably going to be best. Drill it down through this bottom corner. I should be able to bring that off. The wire I've selected is this sort of gold coloured oldie fashioned looking cable. I've wired up a DAC 90A with this in the past, and that will slide down there. And we'll say it's going to be a bit of a tight bend to get it out through there, and I'm not going to be able to get a strain relief on it. Yeah. I think the best I'm going to get is about there. About there. Up here would look silly. Down there should be all right. If I come down, I want to miss the transformer, you see. So if I come down about there, I should miss the transformer. Let's just do it, because the more you look at these things, sometimes the longer it can take. So let's go through with a small drill bit first. Just trying to think, that's going to be a little bit awkward to get a knot in. Now it's going to have to go up higher. It's going to have to go here. If I go there, then in the future I can one. Now, what's the thickness of this cable? I want a fairly tight fit on this. Obviously, a little bit tighter than that. Five mil. Looks like 5 mil. Too late. It's gone in the side. There we go. Nice and tight. So the dreaded knot of death needs to go about there. Old school strain relief never fails. I'll tuck those ends in a little bit. So say this is as good as it's going to get for a minute. These off and shape them. Hey Bizarre, how are you? I've drilled it. Yeah. It's gone. It's in. Oh, chuck it on the floor, Graham. I don't suppose it matters. There's not a live and neutral marked on this, so it doesn't matter which way round it goes, I don't suppose, does it? It's AC. Would have been nice to have it marked on there, but I don't know why I'm doing this so awkwardly. What are you doing? No, I don't like that. Ow, oh, stuck myself with a bit of wire. That ain't coming out of there, is it? Now, next up is the LT and HT. So this is the HT. So we know that the red is the positive and the yellow is the negative, which is strange. It's just hanging on by a thread as well, that. You'd use a cable clamp. What's wrong with that? That's never going to pull out of there, look. I mean, there's no way that knot's ever coming out of there. That's never coming out of there. Never ever. Never ever ever. So we need to leave enough room so as the case can be folded right up for changing the valves, which it may need in the future. So I need some red and yellow wire. You didn't see the knot. Let me get some wire, see what I've got. What have I got? Right, I have yellow and I have red. Ideal. I think I should probably solder these together, shouldn't I? This is heat resistant silicon wire. It doesn't need to be that long actually. Probably about there, about there. That's those two for our HT. So the LT is black and brown. Well, I've got brown. So let's go with their color scheme. Now this is going to need to be longer because they've skimped out on this. So that's the HT there. Wants to be about that long, I think, about there. Right, let me see if I can find some black lead, which I'm sure I've got, but where? Well, that's heat shrink tube. Black. Got a little bit of black. some of this stuff off the bench because everything's getting in the way again. Everything's in the way. Need those two, don't need a drill bit, but I got a drill bit missing somewhere. Find that in a bit. Now, do we just solder these together and heat shrink them? I think that's the plan because they can be disconnected from here anyway. I was thinking of putting them on those little Wago connectors. Ooh. What's that? I think we'll employ, I think it was Ben and Sandra sent me this for my birthday one year. Birthday's coming up next month, 5th of November, boom with a bang. So yeah, we got this beast of a thing. This should do the job on this, no problem. Let's have a look then. What a useful bit of kit this is. Let's actually use that one there. So we should be able to just push these into each other. Give it a little bit of a twirl to bind them in together. You can't quite see what I'm doing there, can you? It's a bit out of shot. Get some solder if I can find any spare. Shaky hands. That's that one. Okay, this is a bit finer gauge wire, but a lot more strands. Wire gauges baffle the hell out of me. You know, that's why I try not to ever order wire online, because I just cannot make head or tail of all their different weird and wonderful sizes. Like how many strands and the thickness and which is which, and yes, confuses the hell out of me. Right. Okay. That's those two. So that's my LT. Do the same with the HT. Ow. Careful. Is that my log man? Yes, it is. Oh, nice. I'll tell you what, you know, it does pay to have somebody decent do these jobs. I mean, John's come in to sort me out some logs today. I did say I wasn't going to be about because I do my live stream. He's like, yeah, no problem. I said, drop me a line when you finish and I'll fire the cash across into your account. So he's over there now. He's actually loading the logs into the stable for me, which is very, very good of him. He could have just dumped them outside. Most people would have dumped them outside. So it's good to keep those sort of people when you can get them in there. So I'm sure he doesn't watch my channel, but much appreciated. So big shout out to John. I believe he's Fir Tree Logs, I believe is the name that he goes under. So anybody down in this neck of the woods wants some logs, he's your man. There we are. How about that? So that was from Rob and Sandra. Rob and Sandra? No, Ben and Sandra. I'm getting confused with the log man now. Log Rob. Log Lob. You're 1 day later. What, your jabs? Oh, your birthday. He doesn't confuse you. What about all the strands of that though, Benji? Which one do you use? There's just so many of them, you know? So many wires and so little time. So yeah, that is proving to be a cracking little tool. So really, really useful. Really, I've used that loads. So the next thing we've got to do is get the chimney swept, of course, which that's another job I've got to try and get sorted soon. Right, heat shrink time. Bit of black heat shrink. I don't think I've got any red small enough for that, have I? Nope. I'll just use what we got. Bit of green. Where are you? Bit of heat shrink. I'm zoomed in too much, am I? Again, great camera work, Graham, as always. That's those. I've done them now because they move. So yeah, that's better, isn't it? Black and brown, we've got black, black heat shrink. We haven't got brown. So here's another bit of green. I'm only using a very low heat to heat shrink them on. So not likely to melt anything, hopefully. There we go. Job done. LT and HT. Right, let's get them wired up. So let's do the positive first. Yeah, I cut that a bit long. I thought I did. I'm really shaky hands today. So that one. Let's cut that off a little bit as well. That's very fine stranded wire, that is. I was going to give that a little bit of a tin on the end to stop it fraying. like these shrouded things. Get in there, you stupid thing. You are naughty. Yeah, they're not great, these. Better. Now the blob of soda that I put on's too big. There we go. LT. LT, not LC, LT. And HT. They have sort of wrapped them around together. I don't know if that makes any difference. Keeps them together, I suppose, doesn't it? Maybe I should have done that to the other ones. Oh, that's all right. Shakes. Right, there we are. Fully wired for sound. It doesn't seem to bite. Unless it's not quite in the hole. Oh, he's done. Oh, what a great chap. It's good to have tradespeople like that, isn't it? Can't say the same for the painters. What a bunch of scumbags they are. Oh, Anthony's just sent me the Bulgin miniature chassis socket for the plugs I've got. I've probably got that somewhere, you know. So why is this? I don't think this is lined up with the hole properly. Yeah, it definitely is. Oh. Maybe I'll have to pinch a bracket off of the other case. That doesn't tighten. Yeah, it's not tightening that. Right, okay. So we have it. It's back together. It's got a mains lead sticking out the side. I don't need all of this cable. What's the standard length? About 1.5 meters, isn't it, for a appliance cable? So that's about 1 is about there, and a half of that again is about there. It's about there. Let's put the plug on. I have a plug I prepared earlier. How we do for time? 3 o'clock. Yeah, ideal. We are good. Need to be gone off stream 3:30 really. So this should work out very nicely. It might be that this case gives us a bit of shield and we won't get that feedback business going on. Three amp fuse, potentially could stick a 1 amp in this, wouldn't hurt. It's only 0.5 cable here, as I say, this is not a high ampage device. No, come on, Graham, you can wire a plug. What's the matter with you, man? What I don't like to do when I'm wiring a plug is have any strands that aren't underneath the screw, if you know what I mean. That's good. Nice and snugged. Strange enough, back in the day when I did my, when I had my interview for the gas engineering job that I did, one of the little practical tests they did while you were in your interview was they got you to wire a 3-pin plug up, which was a bit strange. You wouldn't see that these days, would you? For gas engineer job, they want you to wire a 3-pin plug, but I suppose it was just to show that you had a little bit of know-how when it comes to practical things. Right. Wired. Right, so we can use the case as an on-off switch, can't we? Of course, our lights are interfering again. And our soldering iron. Strangely enough, in normal radio, this orientation is better for Radio 4, but it looks like in this radio.
The poor Irish salmon and the English called this, and they were evil people.
Can you hear all the things going? Let's pull that. And pull that. That's not quite as noisy, is it?
When the novel was published, this led to some criticism by economists such as those. The book is about facing uncomfortable truths, and one of them is that those who think it best out of the salmon are not so much the English, when they are really cultivated, as many of the Irish middle class. And it's as much a book about that, but a perfect metaphor, as it is.
Let's see what it does now with the lid actually down on the transmitter. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look and see. So that's our little transmitter, which is just off camera there. It's just down there, look. One of Derek's little battery transmitters. I suppose we need to maybe shroud that in something, stop it getting shorted out, I don't know. I don't think it is, Aaron, because it's a linear power supply. That's Radio 5 Live, I believe.
Commentaries on the way in the Premier League of Newcastle Forest, Everton Palace and Aston Villa Burnley, with Wolves versus Brighton also available on Sports Extra 3. When they're done, we'll all be back together on 5 Live for Brentford versus Manchester City, John Murray.
Right,
Yes, and
let's play something through this. Brett, how you doing, mate? You had to wire a plug when you were trying to become a mechanic. It's random, isn't it? It's just to show that you can do something practical. I have cleaned this, by the way. I've re-glued this display in because that was all loose. That's all glued in and polished up.
It's 7 points from their opening 6 matches. And remember, Manchester City have been to Monaco in fact this week. Brentford have had a clear week to prepare for this.
Do you think, John, that City will be looking at sort of events of the last 24 hours around Liverpool and thinking, all right, Arsenal have had a great start, but Liverpool are fallible. Maybe our expectations could be higher than some people thought.
Yeah, well, I think their expectations, Pep Guardiola's expectations, will always be first target.
Right, let's get some.
I doubt that has changed at all with the events of the opening weeks of the season. So yeah, there's a little bit of something coming together, and okay, Eric Dyer's late penalty.
So there is some hum on it, but Derek's transmitter working well again, and I think it's my... Yeah, I'm still doubling with it. Something in here is causing that noise. There you are. There you are. It works. So you could make it still portable. If you really wanted to, you could make up a battery pack for this. Maybe put a power switch with a long throat on the side. Jerry, how are you, mate? Yeah, it's done, mate. And just to say, your 2 sets have arrived as well, Jerry. Looks like we've got one of the feet missing from down this corner as well. So, yeah, we just got a bit of metal there. So, it needs some more cabinet feet as well, ideally. Some of those little rubber ones that screw in, maybe. There's a bit of nail sticking out there. Can't really leave that in, but yeah, there you are. One little cabinet radio, and it's the other way up. I think, yeah.
Did you witness this incident? It was crazy.
Did you say what your mother told you to say? Huh?
Is not going to jump for the header. He's beaten in the air by Botman, and actually Botman's header's come off Gibbs White's back and gone out for a throw into Newcastle, which they've taken inside their own half, and they've worked it quickly across to Trippier. You can hear Trippier barking instructions at Elanga. He played the pass to him. He was already telling him what to do with the ball. Clever touch by Tonali. Anderson is following him there inside the Newcastle half. Trippier knocks it down the line to Tonali. Lay off to Elanga. Little touch back to Guimaraes. Through the middle they go to Joe Linton. Better from Newcastle. Gordon tries to bring that under control. It wasn't easy.
I don't know why Gordon's... Why are you coming in off the line when Joe Linton...
Why are you doing that?
Stay out wide. You're a winger.
Stay out.
You're not in the number 10 role. Stay out wide. Frustrating, because if he's playing for England, he's going to hug the touchline, as Tuchel said. He needs to hug the touchline.
Yeah, in that England squad, from Newcastle's point of view, Dan Burn and Anthony Gordon.
Elliot Anderson and Morgan Gibbs-White for Nottingham Forest.
There's nothing on medium wave here now at all.
The game live from Wembley. Play out second there. Savona then launched it down the right-hand touchline. Goes past Chris Wood. Quiet again inside St James's Park. Early stages.
No, the hum is not the battery eliminator, Aaron. There is no hum now. Unless you're hearing something I can't hear. It's the transistors.
His right boot just flips a pass to Savona. Anyone else? Steve Anderson. By Jair Cunha, the Brazilian centre-back for Nottingham Forest. Down. That'll be a free kick to Nottingham Forest. He's been hugely impressive again, hasn't he? Anderson today.
Yeah, he takes the ball ever so well in tight areas and he drives with it. He backs himself to do it. I thought he was outstanding for England in the two internationals, the two games, sorry, and he deserves his call up again. If he keeps performing like that, he could be a star at the World Cup.
Anderson picks himself up.
Well, there we are. It needs maybe an RF alignment just to tweak it a little bit, see if we can pull any more out of it. But it is working now, which is what the plan of attack was, and we've now got a solution so as it can be used once again. It's not great. This needs modifying potentially. So if I can pick up one of those sockets and do it using the bulging cable, although I don't like, you know, these aren't the safest things on the planet, are they? You know, you could easily get a screwdriver in and touch that with it plugged into the mains, you know. But it's like anything, isn't it? You know, I suppose you could do exactly the same with this, couldn't you? Stick a screwdriver in there with it touching the mains. Yeah, I might try and do that. That's a better solution. I think that looks nicer. My only concern with this is the fact that you know, it could, over time, it could wear and break here. Which could potentially touch the wires together, couldn't it? So that's the only thing. I think we call that a temporary measure, and I'll order up the right socket for these. Yeah, I mean, I can't hear any hum on it now. Radio fluff. I think I've caught up with everybody. Slight noise from the rectifier diodes, but you can kill them with a capacitor across them. It's not like we're driving that very hard, that transformer. The battery eliminator was introducing noise for sure, yeah. What are those sockets? Bulgin Simap. Cheers, Bob. Well, people, as I say, I've got to go and have my jabs today. I've got to put something on my arm as well, because I've overdone it and hurt my elbow joint. And I also need to pay the man for the logs. Oh, it says it's 6:48 now. Oh, it says I can pop down and have it done anytime from now onwards. Oh, there you are. So I can shoot down now and have it done. Bang, bang, both arms, job done, away you go. There we are, people. Well, it is working. It was a bit of a head scratcher with it not working with the chassis folded down. Real strange, but that has certainly done the job, hasn't it? So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to get myself sorted, get out the door, go and get my jabs, and then come back and spend the evening with Mrs. Cruncher, who's had to go into work today. So she finishes, she should be home around about 4:30 as well, which is really good. So been a short one today, but hopefully that's been of interest to everybody. Well, I seem to have shrunk down, don't I? It's my chair again, is it? Yes, it is. There he is. I thought it was looking a bit short. So fingers crossed, it's not going to be that long before I can get the streaming computer built. I really, really want to get that done before Christmas. I think I'm missing now SSD cards or card. I only need one, I suppose, and the memory. What else do I need? SSD cards, memory, operating system, all that sort of business. So yeah, not far off at all now. Not far off at all. So it might be a hammering on the credit card, but I'm a bit wary of doing that at the moment. Anyway, cheers everybody. Thanks for joining me today, and if you're not subscribed, then hit the button and you can join us in chat next time, because the chat is subscribers only. So if you're subscribed, you can come in and say hello and join in. Throw some abuse at me, all that sort of thing. Tell me I'm doing everything wrong, which I usually am. But you know, we have fun. We have fun, don't we? Stream's held up very nicely today, actually. It's like this computer don't want to go now. It's saying, well, look, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine now. Now you're using my GPU properly. I'm loving it. I'm only using 25% GPU, look. Which is nothing, is it? And 12% CPU by the looks of it. Nothing. I'm still doing 25 frames a second, which is great. So yeah, strange, isn't it? Cheers everybody, and I'll catch you next week. If I get round to doing the alignment, I will get it done. And that's my key. Bye everybody.